What is going on, folks? Welcome back to another video. Today we are once again dogfighting my friend who is a real active NATO fighter pilot, and he does not fly the F-16 in real life, before you ask. And if you would like to check out some of our previous dogfights, please make sure to have a look in the description below and at the top right hand corner of the screen. We've already done the F-16 versus MiG-29, which was an absolute death match. Today, as you can probably tell, we're doing a rematch, which is going to be even more crazy compared to the dogfight that we did before. And I'm flying the MiG-29 today, which I think is a slightly more advantageous fighter in a dogfight. And although both incredibly good at rating, the MiG-29 I think just gets a little bit of an advantage out of the high alpha capability. Obviously the F-16 has incredible power and can power out of anything. Today we're flying against a real fighter pilot, but as I've mentioned in my previous video, please make sure to check it out. That doesn't always necessarily mean that a real fighter pilot will win against a DCS player.
We have 2 good engine sides. You're clear to disconnect the headset. We'll see you on the left with the pin. Thanks a lot.
And here we are into the merge, MiG-29 versus F-16, starting off with a 2-circle fight. And MiG-29 does favor a 1-circle in my personal opinion, although both incredibly good rate fighters. So I just decide to take a slight oblique here, kind of go in between a 1-circle and a 2-circle. Just kill the throttle for a second because I'm graying out. It's got a lot of energy at this point, so does the F-16. And at this point I take it into the vertical just to bleed off some of that energy, and I managed to drop it on top of him, but I bleed a lot of energy in doing this, whereas the F-16 maintaining its energy. And although I got him into the HUD for a second, it was a little bit pointless because now I'm pretty low energy state and he's got a fair amount more airspeed, so I kind of have to cut inside his turning circle just to try and maybe get a snapshot, which is exactly what I'm about to do here. And a little bit unlucky there, of course, but the F-16 just went by way too quickly. At this point, you see the energy state's just completely different. Now, at this point, I think he's made a mistake. He's reversed that at the top, where you didn't have to do, and gave me an opportunity for a snapshot, but lucky for him, I pressed the wrong button and went out of gun mode, which is why I was frantically trying to press the trigger and nothing was happening. So he was very lucky in that. In my opinion, the F-16 there should have kept the energy, just kept it 2-circle, or kept it sort of like a vertical 2-circle fight, because he would have had a significant advantage. And the F-16 does have significantly more power than the MiG-29. As here, I kind of I don't really go for the snapshot. I go in on top of him, but he comes up to meet me, which is probably the right thing to do, I think. And we end up going in a rolling scissors. So now he's over on the top side, which I don't like. I could see this. In fact, I'm pretty sure he's taking a snapshot there. You can't see the bullets because he's using tracerless ammo. He's definitely taking a snapshot on me there. Just a very quick one. Obviously missed that one. And now the roles are reversed. Now I have a slight advantage here as we continue the rolling scissors, where I think the MiG-29 has a slight advantage. And of course I can also pull through the limitation that is there with, you know, the real MiG-29, the SOS system, the SOS system in Russian, which prevents the pilot from exceeding max alpha. I can just pull through that. It's the Y key. Now here the F-16 makes a critical mistake. It takes a lift vector off me just for a second, and that is exactly what's given me the slight advantage to get in behind him. I don't know why he did that. Maybe it was just a lackadaisical bit of flying, or maybe he just lost me for a split second. I'm not really sure. But at this point he's managed to neutralize it again, and as you can see, this is about as close, I think, as I've ever been in any dogfight with anyone. And like I said in my previous video, real fighter pilots, they might do some BFM in real life, but they are never going to get into a situation like this because it's too dangerous. So it's uncharted territory for a real fighter pilot flying DCS to get that close to a bandit, of course, because there are no rules here. And I don't like this here again. You see him taking a snapshot, and he's just managed to hit me. And Rita is telling me I have a radar failure, OLST failure, IRST failure, and also I've got manual control. So the plane feels all a bit wobbly, and it makes me think that that system there to prevent the pilot exceeding max alpha is no longer active. I'm not liking this. It's all wobbly. It's very difficult to control, but I'm still in the fight. We're still in a rolling scissors here. Still a match to the death, and I managed to flush him out in front, and I just miss. It's very difficult to get that nose pointed with the damage that I have. And because I can't get the lift vector on him quickly enough, he manages to just get a slight advantage, and at point blank range, just absolutely annihilates me. And once again, MiG-29 versus F-16, and I lose. And this is what it looked like from his cockpit. And you might notice that the weather looks a little bit different to the way it is on my screen. And that's because I'm using the weather mod. We haven't really figured out if it's just because the weather mod doesn't work in multiplayer, or if my friend just didn't install it correctly using OBGME. Either way, it doesn't really matter because the fight wasn't really affected by the weather conditions as such. We could maintain visual on each other just as easily, I believe. So great fight. You know, obviously, like I said before in my previous video, just because this is a real fighter pilot does not mean that he's always going to dominate, but he did win in this case in DCS. And if you want to check out my previous video where I go into great detail as to why fighter pilots flying in DCS are often outmatched by DCS players. Not that I'm trying to say that I'm going to outmatch my friend. I think we're sometimes pretty equal. I think in some certain aircraft he's definitely a lot better than I am. Certainly if we do F-18 versus F-18, I'll lose a heck of a lot more fights than I'll win. But the MiG-29, I absolutely love flying the MiG-29, and the Su-27 as well, my absolute favorite in DCS, and I think I can extract more out of them than I can out of the F-18 for sure. So I do love flying them, and I think in one of the next fights we'll probably do Su-30 versus Su-30 with thrust vectory. I think that is going to be extremely fun, and that is going to be completely uncharted territory for both of us, because neither of us have ever done a thrust vectoring dogfight. So stick around for that one. I think that's going to be a really good one. But for now, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you have, please make sure to subscribe for future videos, and hopefully I shall catch you in the next one. Adios.